So welcome everybody to a special multidimensional healing. This is an earth worker content, and we do these sporadically as called, and we see what arises that is needed in the present moment. Now, today happens to be a special day all on its own. It's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a commercial holiday in the United States, I believe, but it's also a day just to express love. So, of course, there's love in the collective human consciousness right now. And we have the angels of love um, joining us. They joined us while we were talking about what we're going to do today. So, the angels of love inviting them in, along with original source. Now, what is original source? Original source is that mystery where the expressions of divinity come from. It is where we pull our knowledge and pull our uh, awakeness, this experience, this perception of presence uh, out of this thing that is so hard to explain that we just call it this aware mystery. We're aware of it, that it's there, it's the source of all existence, and it's just so happens that mystery is in love with all of its manifestations and non-manifestations. There's so much love in original source. So that's what multidimensional works with, original source. So original source, acknowledging them in all its expressions, like the Divine Mother's Angel Jophiel. Angel Jophiel coming into your system now. And the 3, 2, 1, dropping in through your crown into your heart and spine, and just assisting in this wonderful process where we're going to be using something called Trinity Essence. And I'll explain a little bit more of Trinity Essence as we go along. But first, what I'd like to start off with is just an invitation to merge with the vibration of love. The sound of divinity is Om. And so inviting you to either take part in expressing the sound of Om on your own in your own space, or just allowing this vibration to quietly move in, around, and through you. You're going to be taking 3 deep breaths in, and on the out breath, saying the sound of Om. Are you ready? Let's go. Taking the first breath in. Om. And now the second breath. Om. And the third breath. Om. Beautiful. There's a lot of reverence in that offering. It was like this celebratory offering for giving to the divine, and the divine gives back to us in the form of vibrational hug, this vibrational love, sound of divinity, again, moving in, around, and through us. And so today, what we're going to work with and see where it leads us, because we work with mystery, sometimes these sessions are all about mystery. We never really know where it's going to lead us. So today, we'll be working with something called Trinity Essence. Trinity Essence, if you're not familiar with multidimensional healing work, is a fairly new offering, and it is comes from the end of last year, and the very last day of last year and the beginning of the new year. It arose as a manifestation of intention to really amplify and expand whatever you're aiming at. as an agent of change. So Trinity Essence is an activation that you can use on your own with the activation series. But today we're just going to experience it. And we're just, the way to utilize Trinity on your own is just to invite it in, to lean back into it, to intend, because Trinity Essence is a manifestation of intention. We just intend Trinity to enter in and relax, lean back into its grace. So let's just take a moment to experience what Trinity feels like in your system. To me, it just feels like effortless, pure grace. It can feel like, especially today, there's a lot of qualities of love in it. Its essence really is the quality of the divine that mirrors what is needed in the moment. And here, because it's a day of love, there's a lot of love reflected back to us. Beautiful. Also, Trinity's main purpose is to bring you back to that love through the expression of oneness, bring you into the body, help you recognize that the earth is a part of your body and that there's a divine spark running through all of it. There's 3 different elements of Trinity. The grace is something I call Devi grace, which is the expression of Divine's mother, act of creative love. I'm going to amplify that feeling right now within you. And feel maybe your heart swelling, that sense of belonging, that sense of unconditional love, and the possibility that anything really could happen. And the second part of this element is what I call nature magic or Gaian magic. So we're going to amplify that now. Wow, nature magic feels like instantaneous grounding. To me, it's down in your lower chakras, the belly, gut brain, the hips. It's a sense of really being more in your body and the presence and the vitality within your body. Nature magic to me is more confident ability to be present within the surroundings. And your surroundings are your body, the earth, your community, your own sense of self as a body, the earth. And now let's elevate and focus on the third part of Trinity Essence, which is tree magic. Tree magic bridges the two. Think of a tree. It has these branches reaching to the sky, reaching up to Devi, reaching up to the grace, and its roots deep in the earth beneath us. It's really the bridge between the two. So tree magic is the blend of grace-filled embodiment. So just notice what's happening. If you're have an affinity for magic or energy or vibrations, just notice what's happening as we invite these 3 different aspects to come together as one in what we call Trinity Essence, which, despite its name, as 3 parts of a whole, really is an invitation back into the oneness within yourself. And we are so disconnected. We're disconnected, of course, from our divinity. We really don't have a lived experience of what that is in our surroundings. We have tastes of it. We can experience it. We can sit with it. But we're not really connected as a living entity of being it. And the second part we're disconnected from is our bodies. There's parts of our bodies that still hold a lot of old conditioning of fear, of trauma, of unresolved trauma that we're not even aware of. Even if you are the most physical and grounded of beingness, there is still elements of hidden dimensional conditioning, this separation consciousness trapped in the organs and physical aspects of your energy system. So we are all disconnected on a certain level from our bodies. And the third part of this disconnect is the earth. Look around us. We are a living example that we are so disconnected from our planet. The globe is a dimensional being called Gaia. Gaia is our mother. Gaia is what our bodies stem from, and she is what we exist on, but we treat her as something other, as something separate, as something to use her resources and give back to us, who is there for our taking, instead of what she truly is, a piece of us, something sacred, something holy. So these three disconnected aspects are what Trinity Essence strives to give you taste of what it would be like if they were all together as one. And as you practice with Trinity, she brings you into that. I say she, but because it's better than saying it brings you into this awareness of the possibilities, potential of oneness. And that it's manifesting potential. It manifests an intention of what it's pointed at. But first and foremost is the experience of Trinity itself. So I hope you're getting a full essence of what Trinity is like. And so now we're going to put it to work, asking you to breathe down through your lower chakras into your grounding cord. And for those of you who haven't experienced before, we're going to update your grounding cord. There we go. To the highest frequency available to you. The earth is changing daily. And your body is your hardware and needs to be updated no matter how much beautiful divine light you bring in. If your body can't hold it or access it because it's out of date, you're going to have a conflict. So we're updating your grounding cord. There we go. You notice that it's kind of easier to now sense the ability to ground. And just imagine your feet going all the way down into the center of the earth. And as earth, this really beautiful, I almost want to say juicy, but it's not juicy. Juicy in the sense that it's deliciously nutritional to your body. Like you've been starving for this connection all your life. And invite it back in to the soles of your feet, into your calves and shins and knees, and let it flow like, again, the most nutritional energy soaking into this body that has been kind of dehydrated or starving. Or it's this nurturing essence into your thighs and hips. Let it go up your spine, into your pelvis, your midsection and all the organs, flowing up your spine, into your sternum and rib cage, and completely enveloping your heart, into your spiritual heart, upper chest, into your shoulders, shoulder blades, down your arms, into your forearms and hands and fingertips, back up into the neck, the face, the brain, the skull, the crown, and inviting the crown to open to the extent it's ready to receive. Receive more light that is love, that is an invitation to become more embodied and more at one with the earth. And if this is a challenge, take it back a step. Go into a yoga breath that is a two-part, breathing in through the nose to the count of 4, and exhaling out through the mouth. And the big whooshing sound to the count of 6 or more. Again, anytime you disconnect from this, because this may be an instant resistance as your body says, this isn't familiar to me. That may even seem a bit scary. So go back to the breath, breathing in through the nose to a count of 4. And exhaling out with the mouth. Letting go of everything that doesn't serve you. Breathing in through the nose, receiving, receiving, receiving. And exhaling out with the mouth. Everything that limits you. Do you notice how that calmed your nervous system? Your nervous system is the regulatory function of your ability to radiate, receive, regulate love, along with the vagus nerve. Beautiful. So now as you continue just receiving, what I'm going to do is focus on each of the chakras. Each of the chakras are an indicator. They're an energy center that indicate different aspects of your body. And we'll be recalibrating them, transforming them with wherever Trinity is taking us. Again, we're just relaxing into the source of mystery, this awake awareness, mystery, and inviting what it intends to manifest for our highest and best good. So Trinity is going right. We're going to start with the center of the earth. Not a traditional chakra, but because one of its purpose is to bring you back into the connection, to help you remember and embody your body as earth. That's what we're going to start. And there's the disconnect. It's like a remembrance of a long lost friend. Like, remember so-and-so? He or she was a good guy. This is your remembrance of this primordial self that knew itself as whole, as one with earth, one with the body, one with spirit. And the disconnect is that flip that was switched off based on a whole complex fabric of what we call separation consciousness, the conditioning of all of life's experiences, not just this one life, this life field of experiences. So we're just going to stay in the center of the earth with this disconnect, inviting Trinity to really show us Yeah, so we're just igniting the connection. Sometimes it works as a transformative agent and points at something that is blocking. Today it's just ignition. It's igniting the flame of remembrance, of love as a connecting force. There we go. So we first met this disconnect that said, I know that there's something there. Remember? And it's like these memories flooding in. Remember when you were connected. In an energetic reframing, attuning, alignment, back to love as a connective agent. Falling back in love with the earth reminds us to care for her and it as we would care for a beloved other, with reverence, devotion. So we're just reminding our connection with the center of the earth, its original blueprint, its primordial self, as love, as deeply in love with its unity consciousness of love. Beyond unity, actually, it's just an awareness that arises, that knows itself as love. Beautiful. Really happy where this is going. So now putting in structures in the center of the earth to help you remember this connection and deepen it. These are really transformative structures, like little lamps, like you don't lose your way. Because oftentimes when we do these kinds of workshops or healings or sessions, we lay down and we feel beautiful in during the session, but afterwards we're like, oh, what was that again? And so we're laying structures of remembrance. Remember this connection of the earth as love, in love, with love, unifying love. Now let's go up one chakra to the subroot first. What is a subroot first? It's that chakra about a foot or two below your feet, also called the earth star in other traditions. And there's that same sense of disconnect. And this here in the subroot first is just like, it's not ignorance. It's just like, yeah, I've forgotten. Like you run into someone and you see their face and you're like, huh, I know you from somewhere. Your mind just can't grasp where. Maybe it was a long lost friend from grade school, or maybe even someone you saw in a movie, but you think you know them. And so that's what this disconnect is, this ancient memory of, yeah, I used to know you, but I'm not quite sure where. And that's the very definition of disconnect, right? Your memory has disconnected from that pattern as neural pathways that light up and say, here's this person, here's your memories, here's the name. Same with the disconnect from the earth. So, Trinity Essence, following the intention to rebuild that connection, rebuild that remembrance, and forge new blueprints. Its true alchemy is its ability to change from one state to another. There we go. Now the subroot first, I can feel it shift in its awareness of itself as love. It's starting to remember. And some things that are being transformed here. This a slight aversion of fear that kind of says, oh, is there a hint of fear of connecting here? And transforming that hesitation. There we go. Again, dropping in structures, Trinity structures of remembrance. When you walk on the earth, you're walking in love. Now it reminds me of a Thich Nhat Hanh quote that I can't now grasp, but walking on the earth with reverence. There we go. Beautiful. Structures are just little energetic sparks, like dropping lamps or dropping GPS nodes into your system to remember. We all have really complex multidimensional systems. So this energetic vibrational reminders saying when you get lost, these little sparks are here to help you remember. And we as silly humans, conditioned with all sorts of beliefs and thoughts and fears and emotions, get lost all the time. And the effort of awakening is finding our way back home. And now moving into the root chakra. And there's that same disconnect, but here there's an element of fear. Your root chakra has a lot of survival fear in it. So there could be some conditioning here that says, love for me is something to fear. And we all know why, the heartbreak, heartache, the shattering. Because in the root chakra, when we're working dimensionally, again, we're not just working with this life's experience, we're working with the experiences of your past lives, of your ancestors, and of the human consciousness around you that influences who you think you are. And Trinity's invitation is to awaken the truth, your true nature, as someone who's aware their divinity and embodying it as a unified connection. There we go. That helped with the root chakra, inviting it to remember its original programming. Come back to love. Come back to love. And love, in this sense, has nothing to do with human love as a condition of being human. It is this infinite, eternal essence of no-thingness that is still a part of everything. As words escape what it is, and so many philosophers and wisdom seekers and sages try to explain it. There we go. Beautiful. Again, putting structures in your root chakra, Trinity structures, just to kind of support. Think of it like we're putting up scaffolding around this element of true love. Like, here's your way back to true love, to help the body remember, to help you remember that you're more than just a body. You are an earthling, you're a Gaian being, at one with your divinity. So we're remembering the spark of divinity within your body, within the earth as your body. I'm going to find a better way to say that, I swear. You're saying, don't swear, Betty. Okay, well, so now coming into your sacral chakra, it's about a little bit below your belly button. Ooh, and there's a really guttural feeling of almost like repulsion. And this to me is a rejection of love straight from human conditioning. Every time that you got kicked in the guts and the heart was broken and you just fell flat on your face of any kind of expectation, whether any kind of loss of love, loss of finances, loss of career, loss of relationships, of course, loss of God and your sense of who God is. And anytime your heart was broken, your innocence was shattered. Kicks you right in the guts. And that's what arose here. There we go. Because we're inviting in the remembrance, the body's original programming of I am love, this primordial essence that remembers not only its connection, but its connection as love. Love is really just a quality of divinity, of this mystery. You'd think like divinity is love. No, it's just one aspect. And you look at Jesus and you list Jesus's qualities. Jesus' expression of the original source is those qualities. That's how we define Jesus, and Jesus expresses himself. Same with any goddess or deity. And so the quality of divine mystery, of love, is being reinstated, re-remembered, reforged, realigned, reattuned, rebalanced, alchemized, transformed. Beautiful. Putting structures now into your sacral chakra. Oh, restoration. Thank you. I like that term. Restoring love. And these structures again, scaffolding of remembrance. Find your way back. Because we all get triggered. And these triggers take us on a ride, right? But triggers also show us why we're not living in a place of love. So they're very valuable to an awareness that says, hey, psst, look here. There we go. Now focusing on your third chakra. Your third chakra is a couple inches above your belly button, right around your And what we're bumping into is this resistance to love. And resistance can take many forms. Again, it could be the fear that love is some sort of associated with pain. It could be the conditioning that of heartbreak, any number of reasons, disillusionment, loss of innocence. There's a resistance here based on those conditioned consciousness of separation, something that separated itself from love in this lifetime or even ages ago. I'm going to have to bring in some structures here because this resistance may not be so easy to. There we go. Yeah, we just needed to poke holes in it. There we go. This resistance could even be a flat out rejection. It says, ha, love doesn't exist. I'm human. Bah humbug. And now we're talking about unconditional love here. A kind of love that humans really don't have an experience of in any kind of enduring way. And definitely not in the body, and definitely not as a part of the planet. So we're restoring unconditional love as a template. A template you can build upon for future reference, expand and grow. It's an evolutionary template. As more and more people strive to become this template, can actually tip the scales of where the earth is heading, because this kind of dimensional work literally is working within the fabric of society, of consciousness. And we're still in the third chakra, restoring remembrance of unconditional love. Beautiful. And Trinity's ability to really manifest is filled with so much grace because of those three elements that I talked about earlier. It's just magic. There we go. And now, again, putting in restorative structures in your third chakra. Focusing on the heart. There's that same yearning. There's all the different expressions at each of the chakras. The heart kind of mirrors and reflects. There's a disconnect. There's a remembrance. There's a fear, resistance, a little bit of repulsion, but way in the background. There we go. The heart already has a crack in it, right? What is that Leonard Cohen line? Crack is where the light gets in. There we go. So just lighting up that space in your heart that remembers its original blueprint, primordial love. I am love. I am unconditional love. I am the body is love. I am a global citizen of love. A universal spark of original creation of love. Adding in blueprints and structures for the heart to find its way back. Heart smiling now, very thankful. Because parts of it had forgotten. And again, not just the experience of divine love, the embodiment of it, how to live it, how to live it as an earthling on a global planet that's shifting and changing as we speak and awakening. It's a beautiful combination. Transformative agent that's filled with so much turmoil and chaos, while at the same time, so much promise and hope. To come back to that still, silent, quiet, unchangeable speck of awareness in the midst of all the chaos. Beautiful. So now moving up to the throat. And there's the anxiety, the questioning, the doubt that this doesn't exist. And even if it did, it's not going to last. All the different words that you may have expressed or swallowed and didn't express, but thought about unconditional love not being possible. And the sorrow and the yearning and the lost chances. And the pleading to God. Religion's done a number on human consciousness about, God is out there and you need to do this and that and this to earn God's love or to earn a space in heaven or whatever the story is. And so there's a lot of pleading here in the throat chakra. There we go. The throat chakra, remembering its essence of love. Its ability to speak more truth, speak more loving thoughts, speak more loving words of wisdom, speak more loving words inspiring action, speak more fierce grace to inspire change and action. There's an element of confidence being restored in the throat. Yeah, doubt, confidence. Interesting. The doubt that your words were being heard, and now confidence that your words are truth. Believe it. And it is so. There we go. Now putting in structures. Yeah, throat is very complex. And these structures, again, will deepen. They're also acting like placeholders. Like if you go back and replay this, because of course, again, we're all going to get pulled off the track probably many times a day. And it's like an instrument. The more you practice, the more this will become second nature. So putting in Trinity structures in the throat to help it remember its aspect of unconditional love, to restore and align, reorient the truth of love as its original expression. There we go. Now, pointing at the brow chakra, the brain, the skull, third eye. And there's a disconnect there. The way you perceive and listen to and hear and speak love or non-love. So we're just clearing that out, transforming, alchemizing in the way only the magic of the divine can. And there's a space specifically in the brainstem. I'm going to be dropping some structures in there. There we go. Lighting up your energetic spine. Lining it with love. Connecting it to the brain. And now putting in structures again for placeholders for remembrance. And now in the crown chakra, just a little work here in the crown chakra, because the crown chakra for a lot of people, especially people with complex trauma or any kind of trauma, whether they remember it or not, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, their crown chakra is somewhat shut down as a defense mechanism to protect them, because saying if I bring in too much light, it stirs up what isn't light. And if you have a lot of physical fears or trauma that's unresolved, the light is actually quite uncomfortable. And so the defense mechanism says, I'm going to keep the crown chakra closed until I'm ready. So we're just going to bring in invitation based on the work we just did, inviting the crown chakra to open to the extent that your system is ready. Not any more, not any less. For some of you, that just means poking holes, because everyone's karmic journey is different. There's no right, there's no wrong, it just is. We can want what we want, all we want. But your system is going to respond based on the karmic load you're carrying in the exact way it needs, regardless of what we want. And our job is just to get out of the way of our desires and the seeking. Just relax into the flow of what's actually, the reality of what's actually happening. Beautiful. So now for the last few minutes, I'm going to invite you just to experience this invitation back to love, this restoration, as it flows from your crown to the center of the earth, the center of the earth, back to your crown. Reminding you that this infinite presence is your true core nature, but your core nature is also a part of this evolving body, and wherever that takes you, that every experience of it is a part of the process. Don't bypass it, ignore it. Whatever is arising for you is your karmic journey. And your attachment to any resistance is a part of the suffering. And not that you shouldn't suffer. Acknowledge the suffering. Also acknowledge this core place of flow that perhaps brings a little respite to the human body's karmic journey, whether they're suffering in it or not. This understanding brings in a sense of allowing and acceptance that just flows with what is. So many people are suffering now, so many losses. And we have these spiritual principles of, be here now, that don't really offer any kind of genuine answer to those people, because their human experience is quite different. But we can meet them with this restored sense of infinite presence and hold space to help them attune that place within them so that they can remember. It doesn't necessarily make their journey any different, but it does give them a sense of solace and comfort in remembering that the part of the human journey isn't always going to be pleasant, isn't always going to be what we expect. And that expectation is the root of suffering. And so there's a gentle acquiescence which eases their journey, eases their path, eases their pain. So, this restoration of love within you is a reminder of your human experience as a divine being of love, of light, infinite potential, all the hope and possibility that entertains within that promise. And a blessing that this human existence, even if it contains challenges and physical situations, mental disorders, it's just a temporary stop in your overall journey. And we have a choice. Do we flow along with the ride, or do we resist in the space of suffering? And through it all, love is love is love is love is love. Which somehow reintroduces the magic of that potential, all the possibilities that maybe we've forgotten is a part of the potential. And of course, the other promise in this work is what's called earth work. Earth work is the recognition that as you heal, shift, and change, the very fabric of the planet shifts and changes too, because we work on the aspect of human consciousness that is intricately interwoven into what we just did here today. And so that piece of the human fabric just shifted and changed. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What a gift. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this effort. And we acknowledge the divine angels of light and love who are assisting in this journey and all their millions of minions. Too many to just really fathom. Divine Mother in all her glory, Master Healers, Christ consciousness, and of course, the angel Jophiel comes into your system to really cater to, like a personal angelic representative, amplifying now Trinity Essence with its element of love to strengthen the different structures we put in, strengthen that core nature, that remembrance of its awake awareness, that it's infinite, eternal, full of potential and possibility and hope, celebration and joy, and all the other qualities of which love is just one aspect. Remembering what you've forgotten, amplifying it all with love, and then bringing in gratitude, thanking all the above. Thanking you for this time together. Thank you for trusting me and allowing me to be a conduit. Remember that who we're thanking, these beings that we think are outside of us, are really just different aspects of us awakening as a remembrance within. And that's just for another time, dropping those seeds for another time. As we end, I always sing a Sanskrit mantra, which meaning is literally translated as may we be led from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality, and may we be conduits of freedom and peace on the earth. Om. Asatoma Sakamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirkamaya, Myachoma Hanjangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Guryo Namaha. Peace, peace, peace. May this restoration of unconditional love bring you back and blossom. Lay the seeds for more peace. Taking a deep breath, bringing you up and out of this space of grace. It is done. It is complete. So it is, so it is, so it is. Bowing my head again in grace and gratitude. And you may wish to stay nonlinear, to stay in this flowing grace. Take a few minutes, 5, 10 minutes or longer. Just follow your own intuition. And until next time, be blessed.